What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have a lot of fun content coming for you guys today. We are here at Discraft headquarters, and the exciting news is I am being sponsored this year by Discraft in disc golf. I'm making the career shift, guys. It's happening. A lot of people have wanted it. You're gonna get it. And I got the 5-time world champ, Paul McBeth, right here, and he is gonna be helping me today pick out what discs are gonna go. And is this my bag?
This is for you, Brodie.
Oh, it's official.
Your first bag.
So we're basically going to be going through all the different types of discs needed to be successful.
Yes, I don't know if we have enough time to go through all of them, but
not every one.
Let's go through the ones that will get you started.
Okay, perfect. There's a whole lot of discs back here in the warehouse, so let's go there now. We have made it to the warehouse. Let the picking begin.
Yeah, this is the fun stuff, Brodie. First thing we're getting into is plastics.
Okay.
Right now we're in the D-line section. This is the lowest level plastic, the cheapest, the ones that you can break in the fastest. This is what you'll find most commonly in the putters, maybe some mid-ranges, but a majority putters.
You could have the same disc in different plastics.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of plastic options. We'll go through the D line, we'll go through the Z, ESP, there's swirls, all sorts of stuff. So
jeez.
We'll start with the D line Challenger right here.
Okay.
This is probably the one that started the putters for Discraft. The Challenger, it's known for kind of like it's one of the few with a bead on the bottom. I don't know if you can feel that in your hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, D-line Challenger. Let's grab some. What color do you like?
Let's go Gator colors. We'll go orange and blue. Cool. So putters, for those that don't know, these are basically, you're throwing this how far, max?
Pros could throw it probably 300 to 400 feet.
Okay.
If you're beginning, you might like it for putting, and maybe under 100 feet, and that's it.
Okay, and these kind of fly similar to an Ultra Star, similar to an Ultimate Disc.
Yeah, they're very neutral.
Okay.
You can throw them straight, you can get them to go right, go left. Very neutral, controllable disc.
And the real like cash behind this is getting these in the basket from close range.
Correct. These are the ones you'll be, these are the ones you want to finish the hole with. So the quicker you can get in the basket, the better.
And I can already feel like this one's got more flex than this one. This one's a little harder.
Yeah, and that could just be colors. Usually the brighter colors.
Really?
Yep, colors.
So it's the same plastic, but this still has a little bit difference. So there's really just a lot of options that you can do, even when it comes down to just the color of the disc changing the feel.
Exactly. Okay. So we're going with, that's the D line. Let's move on to the S, which is more of the more durable plastic, and then different color options as well.
Okay.
So a little bit clearer.
I mean, obviously walking through this is a bit overwhelming. And I'm guessing too, like when you go to a disc golf shop, it's probably very similar to this. You walk in, there's just so many discs to choose from.
Yep.
What we're doing right now is we're kind of just picking out almost a little bit of everything to just get a feel of what I like.
Yeah, we'll definitely start with that. We'll get distance drivers, we'll get fairway drivers, mid-range putters. Those are basically the 4 concepts. It's very similar to golf. So you got your, kind of like your irons, your putters, your drivers. So
okay.
Very similar. We got the putters.
Next one here?
Next one we'll go with, a little bit further down, but this is another plastic. This is X-line plastic. You can feel it's a little bit.
Oh, it's got a little grain to it, like a little texture. Okay.
Yep. So that's X-line.
Interesting.
Here we're getting to the Comet. This is, in my eyes, would be the most similar to like an Ultra Star.
Yeah, I've actually thrown this one before.
The Comet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this one is kind of nice. It does hold its line a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yep, so this is a Z line. It's the most durable plastic.
Durable meaning?
Can last the longest, can take the hits, land on concrete, still be the same. So
interesting. Okay.
It's got the longest life to it, but you can tell it's a little bit slicker.
Yes.
So it's got the slickness, but it's got the durability.
How would this do, because it is a little slicker, how would this do in like the rain?
There is a different plastic that you'd like more in the rain.
In the rain, okay.
Yep.
Are we putting this one down?
Yeah, let's toss it on the cart.
Toss it down, all right.
And then next we should go to some fairway drivers. Actually, while we're here on the subject, Buzz. This is Discraft's staple.
Yeah.
The Buzz is probably the most utilized disc in all of Discraft's lineup, and honestly all of disc golf. I mean, you have the Darkhorse Buzz.
This was like my only disc that I really would mess around with. And it was fun to throw because obviously it does fly a little bit differently. But you can shape it. I feel like I had a better idea of throwing this coming out of my hand and knowing what it was going to do.
Exactly. Yeah. So buzz. I mean, if someone was to start disc golf and just say, I want to buy one disc, I want to go out to course,
this would be the one.
This would be the one. Yep.
Okay. I like it.
And then I think if we could just grab one fairway driver, we got the Avenger SS right here. This will almost complete the lineup, but this is a very neutral distance driver control. Top pros will kind of throw it as like a roller.
So neutral meaning?
Straight. And control, yeah, neutral is kind of straight.
Okay, so neutral straight, and then there's overstable.
For right-handed backhand throws, which will go left.
Left, and then understable.
Which will go right. So this is more on the understable side.
So it's gonna want to try to go a little more right.
Correct. So for amateurs or new players, this will kind of be like their distance driver.
Okay.
And like it has a 0.5 here, so that for top level, more advanced players can get it to go right, and then top level pros will probably throw it as a roller. So all the way over.
Get it all the way over, and then it hits, and then it just goes for days.
Yep. So we'll start with that for fairway driver. And
yeah, and it's so interesting because there's so many different discs that do so many different things.
Yes.
Where when I thought of disc golf, I was just like, oh, it's just they have a bunch of discs, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like you're already telling me how this thing is gonna fly. If I throw this exactly the same way as like this, for example, they're going to have completely different results.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the form is exactly the same.
Exactly. I mean, you can just see on the edge of the disc right here, the fairway driver is sharper than something like the Comet, which is a mid-range. You can see the shape of it alone, and then here I can grab a putter as well, the bluntness of a putter.
Yeah.
So the shapes of them can show the speed, but also you can have a putter that's shaped a little bit flatter, a little bit blunter, which can dictate the speed, or it can also depend whether it's the disc is going to go right or left.
Yeah.
And then it's the same formula in a mid-range and driver.
I think too, when you guys go out and try disc golf, like legitimately try it with actual discs, you'll start realizing, holy cow, I wish I had a disc that did this.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing courses that aren't just wide open fields, courses that you have obstructions in front of you. Instead of like having this and trying to throw a forehand or trying to throw a backhand and make it do something, you might be way better off just having a completely different disc and throwing it the same way and have the disc do the work versus you doing the work.
Exactly. So you can go either way. You can try to make it simple and just throw one throwing style every time and find a disc that will go right for you, find a disc that will go left for you, or you can kind of be scientific about it and be like, I want this Avenger to go all different directions, and then find a different disc where you can throw it all different ways. So
yeah,
you can
a lot of options.
A lot of options.
Yeah,
yep.
I love that.
Yep.
All right, sweet.
So we're just trying to kind of scratch the surface here, and now let's go more towards an ESP, which is swirly, which we'll have to do a little walk here. But
okay, we're gonna go down a little bit.
But with the ESP, what's really cool is you kind of get the durability of a Z, but you kind of get the feel of like a D line. So you get that grainy type of feel, but you also get the durability of a Z.
Okay.
And then the colors is, I think, what the biggest part of it is.
You don't really know about it too much until you get into disc golf, because we're so used to just, you go and maybe there's like a disc at a tournament that you're like, oh, that's a cool design, I might buy that. But for the most part, we're all buying 20, 30 discs and they look all the same.
Yeah.
Where, look what we're doing right now. I mean, this is madness. Just, you start looking at it and it's just like there's so many different types of colors and
yep. So it's almost like a different flavor for each person.
Yeah.
So these are all Buzz OS, these are all Buzz SS, but you can get whatever color you want. Yeah,
the color schemes are just like this. This is my style right here.
You like that green?
Yeah,
green and black?
I do like this green and black. I mean, look at that. I kind of almost call it like a lollipop swirl.
Yeah.
It almost looks kind of like a piece of candy. Like
exactly. You got the outside and then you got the inside, different color and flavor. So these are, let's get a drive. I think it's got a crank right here. I think that'll be a really good one for you.
I mean, crank it, right? I like
exactly.
the name of that.
That's kind of what it is. It's the action.
And this, so this is, again, to get this is a different type of plastic.
Yep.
To get it looking like this swirl.
Yep. So it's some different colors in it. So it like I said, it's got the durability of the Z, but now you got that feel of kind of like the D or the other plastics. So you got the grip. So this
doesn't necessarily have the slickness that.
Yeah. So like you said, in the rain, this is probably the plastic you would go to.
Gotcha.
ESP.
And you have, now would you, based on the weather, are you changing discs?
You, depending on the weather, yeah, wind, you'll definitely change discs. You'll want something more overstable to fight that wind.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got the headwind, you're gonna go more overstable. If you got the tailwind, you want something that can glide more and let the wind carry it.
Get maximum yardage.
Exactly, get the maximum distance out of it. Rain, you'll want something a little bit grippier, like an ESP or a D-line.
Okay.
In the heat, you probably want something that's a little bit firmer, because when it gets too hot, the disc can like fold in your hands. You know,
Gotcha.
It's plastic, so you don't. That might not be what you like. You might like the firmer plastic. You might like the softer plastic. There's honestly everything you can think of.
This could be information overload for you guys, so you might have to go back and rewatch this because Paul is right now basically dropping a lot of knowledge on us, and so it might be one of those things where a week from now, 2 weeks from now, when you start getting a little bit deeper into disc golf and starting to understand the things, come back, watch this video, and listen to more of what Paul is saying, and it'll make more sense. We are going to do something where it's going to be, you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet, but we are going to be doing a starter set. And it's gonna be super basic. It's gonna come with 3 discs that me and Paul basically decide, like, these are like the go-to. If you're just starting out and you wanna have fun, go out and play with these.
Yep.
And then once you start figuring it out, once you start getting those throws down, you can see you can really elevate your game. And one thing I like to kind of talk about is the same thing as in ball golf, right? You can go out and buy a set at Walmart and go out and play golf.
Yep.
But at a certain point, that Walmart set is going to limit how much you can do.
Exactly.
You're going to eventually want to go, if you get good enough, you eventually want to get fitted for a set of clubs that matches your height, matches your swing speed, matches all these different things. And that's what basically disc golf can do for you down the road, is once you actually get the throws, once you actually get that form, now you can start building out a bag that's going to match your game.
Yep.
And that's the cool thing, is what's in your bag could be completely different than what's in my bag, and could be completely different what's in someone else's bag, but yet we can all go out and shoot good scores. Correct. So you gotta find the discs that work for you.
I think the starter packs is a great start for anyone.
Yeah.
And start there, and then once you really want to dive into it.
Because I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking right now, like, I'm dropping some cash on some discs, you know what I'm saying? Because there's just so many options. Yep. And you get to the point too of where it's just like, you want to try them all. You want to try them all, you want to try to throw them all, and then when you do find a disc that you like, then you obviously need to get multiple of those so you can continue to throw them. So, so what else are we doing? We got a couple more to grab, or we feeling pretty good?
I think we're good here, because I actually filled you a box already for some stuff
Oh, look
for
at
us
you,
to fill up.
pre-planner.
Yeah, I knew this would take a little bit of time. I didn't want to overload too much, because this is
yeah, there's a lot. So
this is my place.
Let's bounce out, and we'll go through all the discs that Paul already kind of grabbed for us. Yeah, and we'll just talk about that and maybe go a little bit more into what each disc is used for.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, a little YouTube magic. We are all set up and ready to go. Paul's got all the discs pulled for me. Be sure to tune in to the next couple videos, guys, because we're going to be doing putters, fairway drivers, drivers, mid-range. Did I miss any? That's it?
4, yep.
Yeah, we're gonna be actually throwing them, and we're gonna be talking about the differences in that, so stay tuned for that. But let's go into it right now.
Yeah, so I grabbed you 5 mid-ranges right here.
Okay.
I want you to kind of try out each, you know, the whole scale, starting with the overstable. You got the Malta right here.
Okay.
And then more neutral stuff. Oh, another overstable zone.
Overstable,
yeah,
okay.
that one's unique.
I feel like overstable are the ones that are almost like the technical, like you can get real freaky with these.
Yeah, you can throw flex shots, you can throw straight hyzers, you can throw over stuff, backhand, forward.
Yeah,
all sorts
it gets
of stuff.
freaky, guys.
So that one's interesting because it's like a putter mid-range hybrid.
Okay, so it's not, okay, so you can do a lot with that one.
Exactly, and then I got you some understable and neutral ones. Meteor, Buzz SS, again, like with the Buzz name.
Yep.
Buzz SS is
this feels
nice
good.
and understable. And then the Comet, which I think you can do some magic with the Comet.
This one's freaky, I like this one. Okay, so we're
a
pretty
few
solid on the
mid-ranges.
mid-range. Okay.
Yep. I got you a lot of fairway drivers, because the unique thing about the fairway drivers is you can have 2 of them that fly exactly the same, like the Avenger SS and Heat, but you might prefer a feel. You know, this is a little thinner, sharper feel, to where this one's a little
This one's got a little dome too.
Yep. So I wanted to build you up with the mid-ranges. We got the Onyx. This is like a power driver.
So, just curious.
Yep.
Why are there so many different more types of fairway drivers than like mids, for example? Is there a reason for that, or?
I don't think there's a real reason for it with the fairway drivers and distance drivers. Just how far you can throw them. Important to have more.
adds more elements the further you go away
yeah,
from
because I
something.
think you're going to be throwing the fairways more often than you'll be throwing the mid-ranges, and same with the distance drivers.
Okay.
Whether there's wind, I think there's just so many more elements
more
involved.
elements of variability.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, like the Onyx, it's a lot sharper than something like a Stalker. You know, you got the sharpness, the overstability of an Onyx.
Yeah, you can see that right away.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to look at it. This one's a little taller, a little bit more blunt, control, slower, and then you got the high-speed power.
And the best way, again, like what we're talking about is, you know, just trying these bad boys out, right? You know, either buy a couple and go throw them, or can you go into stores and say, hey, like, do some stores allow you to test? How does that work?
There's some stores that allow you to go in and test. They actually have some specifically set out for testing. I know there's a place in Texas actually that does that. They actually have a field with their shop where you can go out and try them.
Okay.
But then there's other big box stores like Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy to where you kind of just have to buy it.
Yeah.
But one very good beginner one is the Sting.
Ooh,
you can see it's got the 0.0, just real neutral, very straight, stable is what the word we use. But
yeah, and this is what you want if you're starting off. You don't want something that's going to get too freaky.
Yeah, there's like a list of like there's a Sting, an Archer. They're kind of very similar in feel and flight, but you know it's kind of a comfort thing. Some people like the bead on the bottom. Some people like the Stalker has a bead on the bottom where it kind of fits in that little nook of your finger. Some people like that, or there's a smooth version.
Nice. Okay, so that's, again, probably not something that's going to change the flight that much. It's more just how it feels and what's going to make you release better.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I've got you a whole stack. Got you a Zombie, Undertaker.
Zombie, Undertaker. I love the names too. The names, you're just like, oh, I got to use Zombie and Undertaker. The names are legit.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So the last one's the big boys, the distance drivers. These are my favorite ones to throw when you just want to unleash them.
Okay.
First one right here we got is the Zeus. That's
a sick stamp too. Look at that thing.
That's my line right there. My signature one. That's my go-to right there.
Probably not a bad one to throw.
No, that one you'll have a lot of fun with. We got the Crank. Here's an interesting one. The Machete. This is the wind fighter. If you like to throw your overhands, this is the one that's a lot of fun.
Overhand being, like a tomahawk?
Yep, tomahawk.
Oh my God.
Thumber.
Yeah, we call this a hammer.
Yep.
But now it's a tomahawk, which is kind of sick.
So that one's a very unique utility disc.
Utility, I like this. This would be good, like basically if you're in the woods and you've got a lot of like potential bushes or trees and you're just trying to throw over top of them.
Exactly, that's why the Machete fits.
It's a good name for it. Okay.
Then we got something like a Thrasher, it's just more of a beginner distance driver where you can just kind of go out and just throw it, and this one you can shape. It's very easy to throw, I should say.
Okay.
You don't need a lot of power, but if you don't have a lot of power, you can throw something like a Thrasher.
So something like this might be easier for you to throw 350 feet or 400 feet, but might be if you get to that arm speed and that skill level to throw further, this might not be the best distance driver for you. Okay.
And then you'll go more towards like the Nuke or the Crank or the Force.
Oh, this disc is dirty too.
Yeah, that was from last year, except the 4 claws. I recently won my 5th world title in 2019.
So you have 5 claws now.
Now we got 5 claws.
Jeez. What's going to happen when they like run out of space for your claws?
I don't know.
You don't know.
That's when Brodie's trying to take the claw mark. So.
I take 1 claw. I'll take a mini claw to start.
So that's all the distance drivers right here I got set aside for you. And
so sick.
I think the next thing to do is go out and throw them.
Start launching them and see what happens. Okay, sweet. All right, well, hopefully, guys, that gave you a little bit of an insight of all the different types of discs there are out there. Again, like I said, it might be a little bit of a, overload of information, so feel free to go back, rewatch. There's so much about the plastics, the beadless, the not beadless. You got the different types of fairway drivers, putters, mids. There's all sorts of different things, but the key is there is a perfect disc out there for you. You just have to find it and be patient enough to look for it.
Yep.
Right?
Or go find that starter set.
Yeah, the starter set. I started the first 2 weeks with just a putter and a buzz.
I started with the starter set.
Yeah. And I think that's important, is to don't get too freaky. Like, if you want to get freaky, by all means get freaky, but you don't have to, this doesn't need to be what it looks like when you go and play disc golf for the first time, right? The most important thing is you're going out there and you're having fun. Yep. So thanks to Paul. A lot of fun videos coming with him as well. Also, big thanks to Discraft. I think 2020 is going to be a very exciting year, and it just feels good to be back in that competitive vibe. I've missed it for the last couple years, guys, so I'm glad you're joining me along with this journey. Kind of what I did with Ultimate Frisbee back in the day is what I'm now hopefully going to be doing in disc golf. So lots of content, so stay tuned for that. And do you have anything else to say to the people?
I'm ready for more videos.
Yeah, I am too, man. I actually really do miss doing it. So, and lots of maybe competitions coming soon.
I'm down.
On YouTube and maybe off YouTube on the course. We'll see, but we'll see you guys next time. Stay Darkhorse, my friends. Do you have like something to say, like a slogan?
I don't yet, but I'll work on it. If I'm gonna be in videos, I will.
Yeah, maybe in the comments, give Paul a slogan, guys. Maybe he needs something, like not 4-time, 5-time.
Yep.
I don't know if that was good.
We'll work on it.
All right, I'm ready to sling. I'm ready to sling some discs.
There you go, sling some discs.